Hey everybody, in this video we're going to do a quick demonstration of the KW16 AccuReader for Kawasaki motorcycles. I've got a trunk lock off like an 05 or 06 Ninja that we're going to go ahead and just decode so we could cut a key if we needed to. So the way the AccuReaders work here, it's just basically a key blank that's got the milling in it for your depth slides to go down. And you notice it has a notch at the tip here. Now that notch is actually designed to read wafers 6, 5, and 4. And it's got a notch further up on the other side of the key, so once you've read 6, 5, and 4, you can flip it over and you can actually trap wafer 3 and then measure 3, 2, and 1. And you have most of the key sticking in the lock. You can read the whole thing from the tip cutout here, but you got tons of your key hanging out and it gets kind of sloppy doing it that way. So I'll demonstrate that here in just a second. And then the other part of the AccuReader here is your slides. All the way on the left here we have the insert and removal slide. That just basically covers up the gap on the key so the key can slide in the lock and slide out of the lock without trapping a wafer. Then we've got our depth slides here, our 4, 3, and our 2. And the way it works here is you just start with number 4 and there's a line on the key that's got a Y and one that has an N. And if it lines up with N, then you just go to number 3. If that's an N, then you go to number 2. And if that's also an N, then you have a 1 depth. It reads yes on any of them, then you just stop, pull it out, and move on to the next space here. So that's basically how AccuReaders work. On automotive ones, a lot of them are not going to have 2 notches on it because those locks are double-sided until you be trapping them on both sides, so it won't really work. So this lock is single-sided, which is why you can have the notches on both sides. So anyway, so enough talking here. I'm going to go ahead and get the camera repositioned, and we'll go ahead and decode the lock. All right, so I got the camera positioned on the lock here, and we'll go ahead and use the tool here to read the cuts. First thing I got to do is figure out which side the wafers are actually on. That can be done, visually inspecting it, or you can just use a pick and you can feel them. So they're going to be on this side of the lock here. So that means that we insert the tool. We're going to be reading number 6, 5, and 4 first using this notch. So that has to be facing where the wafers are. So we'll go ahead and put our insert removal slide. And I'm going to insert the key all the way in. And that should have wafer number 6 trapped. And we're going to start with our 4 depth, giving us a no. It lines up on the end for no, so we'll switch to number 3. That's giving us a no as well. Now we will switch to number 2, and 2 is reading a Y for yes, so that means that it's going to be a 2. Now I gotta back it out 1 space here. Okay, and the spacing on this, to me, is what makes this tool harder to use than a lishi tool, because you can get mixed up on your spacing and make it tricky. But anyway, we'll start on number 4 here. And that's giving us a no. Number 3 giving us a no as well. Number 2. And that's giving us a yes. So position 5 is a 2. And we'll back it out 1 more space here. So now we should be on number 4. Start with our 4 depth. And that's giving us a yes. So we don't have to go any further. We know that's a 4. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull the key all the way out and switch it around. And then the notch on this side of the key here is going to trap number 3 to start with. Key all the way in, we should have number 3 trapped. Start with number 4 here. 4 is reading a N for no. Number 3, reading an N for no. Number 2, reading an N for no. So that's going to mean that's a 1. So now we'll pull it out 1 space. We should be reading position number 2. And we'll start with number 4, indicating a no. Number 3, indicating a no. And number 2, indicating a no, so that means that's going to be a 1. And then we're going to move to the last position here. And if you pull it out too far like I just did there, to trap the first position, you can just insert the key without the slide, and it'll just get locked on that first one. So we know we're on number 1 there. We'll go ahead and read that. And starting with 4, reading a no. 3, reading a no. And 2, reading a yes. So record that. And then now we're ready to actually produce a key here. So tool out. So zoom out a little bit here. So that's the cuts we got here. 211422. And here's the key itself here. And if you're able to visually read keys here, you can see that's what it's cut to. So we know that the AccuReader actually decoded it accurately. And like I said, I prefer lishis as opposed to these, but I do have a ton of them. Some of them I bought before lishis came out, other ones I bought after. It's just nice to have, more than one way to do a job. I'll link my lishi playlist too on my other channel at the end here. It should be floating on the screen, so you can check that out if you're interested in lishi tools. And I'll be doing a few more AccuReader videos on this channel, so if you're interested in that, you can stay tuned to this channel as well. Questions or comments, put them in the comments, and that's all I got for this one. Well, I'll talk to everybody later.